If you've ever lived in a small town, you know rumors travel faster than cars. And the one rumor everyone never shut up about was the bridge. Just the mention of it was enough to ruin the whole mood at a party. People lowered their voices, looked around like someone invisible was listening. They always called it the drowned bridge. I used to think those stories were complete trash. Like, seriously, a haunted bridge? The scariest thing about this town was the gas prices. But then one night, I realized something. Rumors, they start somewhere. And I really wish I never found out where. It all started with the kind of idea that only makes sense when you're 19 and bored out of your mind. My friend group had gathered in my garage, chewing sunflower seeds, scrolling TikTok, complaining that nothing ever happens here. And someone, I don't even remember who, threw out the dumbest idea possible. Grab some flashlights and walk to that bridge. We all laughed, but it wasn't a fun laugh. More like the kind of laugh that hides the oh hell no inside your stomach. Everyone pretended to be cool. Everyone pretended they didn't care about the creepy stories. But deep down, every one of us did. I know I did. Still, I said yes first. Didn't even think. The others followed, like we were all trying to prove who was the dumbest. The strongest version of the rumors went like this. Years ago, a school bus was heading to some sports competition. It was late, raining, road slick as hell, and the bridge was too old, too weak. The bus never made it to the other side. People said it slid straight off into the river and vanished. They pulled out a bus later, but the bodies were never recovered. Some swear the bridge still remembers the ones who drowned. Some swear they see figures in the river at night, like someone stuck down there still trying to get up. I didn't buy it. I thought if something so tragic had actually happened, there'd be a memorial or news reports online, not just creepy whispers. But there was one detail that always got me. When you stepped onto the bridge at night, phones glitching out, flashlights flickering, you could sometimes hear someone breathing. Not loud, just right behind your shoulder. Not wind, not water. Breathing. Like someone soaked, freezing, and angry you're still alive. Yeah, good stuff for bedtime. So there we were, stupid and fearless, or pretending to be. The moment we left the last streetlight, stepping onto that bridge felt like walking into a place we weren't supposed to be. Not forbidden in a legal way, more like the earth itself didn't want us there. I remember thinking, this is stupid, but my feet kept moving. The wood under us creaked softly like it hadn't carried weight in years. Every step echoed into the darkness, disappearing fast, swallowed by the river below. We aimed our flashlights forward, but the light just died halfway. It's weird. Normally a beam stretches far, especially over open space. But here, it felt like the darkness was thick enough to eat it. I kept lifting my phone to record, but the camera couldn't focus on anything. The screen turned grainy, static-like, almost as if it was fogging from the inside. I told myself maybe it was the night humidity, maybe just cold messing with the lens. But something about it felt wrong. The others joked. Well, joked is a big word. More like forced out nervous little comments, pretending they weren't scared. I could hear it in their voices though. Tight, shaky. Someone said we'd just walk to the middle, take a picture and leave. Sounded good in theory. They gave us a goal, something to focus on. Forward. Just forward. Halfway through, the river started making sounds. At first, gentle splashes, like water hitting rocks. Then deeper, distant, rhythmic, like knocking under the surface. I tried not to think about it. Bridges creak, rivers move, nature isn't silent. But the more I listened, the more it felt deliberate. Too steady, too slow, like someone tapping metal from beneath. Maybe fish? Logs? Current? I kept repeating explanations in my head, stacking logic like sandbags against the rising tide of unease, but no explanation stuck. The floorboards beneath us bent slightly, not dangerously. For the first few minutes after leaving the bridge, none of us said a word. It's crazy how a group of people can suddenly feel like strangers when fear gets between them. We walked fast, like the night itself was pushing our backs. Every sound, every rustle, every car in the distance felt too sharp, too close, like our senses were stuck on high alert. When I got home, it was 2:14 a.m. That time bothered me. Not scared me bothered, more annoyed confused. We left before midnight. The walk wasn't long, the bridge itself couldn't have taken more than 20 minutes, and yet, somehow, hours were gone. I kept staring at the clock on the kitchen stove, expecting it to flick back or glitch, or do anything to make sense. It just sat there, green digital numbers glowing like they were mocking me. I dropped my backpack by the door and headed to my room. Normally, after any late walk, I'd crash instantly. But that night, I didn't even take my shoes off right away. I just sat on the edge of my bed, thinking. And the longer I thought, the heavier the air in my room felt. Quiet. Too quiet. Not silent, just wrong. You know when you turn off music after hours and your brain still expects sound? It was like that. Except instead of missing noise, I kept waiting for something else to happen. Like the night wasn't done with me yet. I tried scrolling my phone, but the screen brightness felt harsh on my eyes. I opened the video I recorded on the bridge, hoping it would just show us walking, maybe help me laugh it off. But the file wouldn't open. Error. Corrupted. I tried again. Same. Third attempt, the thumbnail changed. Just a black frame. No sound, no image, just 3 seconds of pure dark. I locked the phone and tossed it aside, telling myself technology fails all the time. Files break, cameras glitch. Big deal. Still, I left the lights on when I went to sleep. First time since I was a kid. The next morning, group chat was already active. Nobody said good morning. Just messages like, anyone else not sleep? Dreams were weird. Can't stop thinking about that bridge. I typed, same. Feels like we left something there. Then deleted it. Sounded too dramatic. Instead I wrote, we should go back for a better video sometime. Trying to normalize it. Pretend I wasn't shaken. But reply after reply came back almost instantly. No way. Not at night. Dude, I got home at 2 a.m. How? Everyone noticed the time. Everyone felt that missing chunk. Then Mark sent a photo. At first I didn't understand what I was looking at. Just his wrist, but paler than usual, like he'd been in cold water. The weird part wasn't the skin though. It was the faint imprint across it. Thin. Curved. Like the shape of a railing. The same railing we touch when leaning over the side. He said it wasn't there before the walk. And it wouldn't wash off. I stared at that picture way too long. My chest felt tight and stupid. Days passed, then a week. Life sort of settled back to normal, or at least pretended to. Classes, work shifts, weekend routines. But underneath all of that, there was this thin wire of tension that never really loosened. It wasn't like we were scared every second, more like the fear waited quietly, showing up in small moments when the world went quiet. Like when I walked home in the evening and caught myself glancing toward the river without intending to, or when I heard wood creak in my house and for half a second imagined footsteps on old planks. Not dramatic, just unsettling enough to keep the bridge living rent-free somewhere in my head. One night, I got a message in our group chat, from Sam this time. It wasn't a greeting, no memes, no casual, yo, just one sentence. Did anyone have that dream? I stared at it longer than I'd like to admit, because I had. Not the same every time, but similar enough that reading those words made my chest tighten. My dream was always like this. I stand in the middle of the bridge,
No friends, no flashlights. The sky is darker than night should ever be. The river below isn't moving, completely still like black glass. I try to speak, but the air feels thick, like my voice can't pass through it. Then I wake up. No jump scare, no monster,